Hello, hello. Welcome back. Oh, you guys are here again. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. If you haven't noticed from the title, I am sharing with all of you the 10 books that I am attempting to read before 2025. Wish me luck. For today, I'm just going to go over all the books that are my physical books that I want to get into, and also all my Kindle Unlimited books I would like to get through. So altogether, it's 10 books. So let's get started. First book we have on the docket, Kill for Me and Kill for You. I know a lot of people have read this already. Super happy, one, that I haven't gotten a single spoiler. I'm praying I won't do that to you guys. So far, it's great. I'm 100 pages in. I've definitely cried already. I've been angry. And at this very moment, I can't comprehend yet the feelings of the characters in the book. It's very intense. It's trauma-driven for sure, but I really like it. Let's read what it's about. One dark evening on New York City, Upper West Side, two strangers meet by chance. Over drinks, Amanda and Wendy realize they have much in common, especially loneliness and intense desire for revenge against the men who destroyed their families. As they talk into the night, they come up with a perfect plan. If you kill for me, I'll kill for you. In another part of the city, Ruth is home alone when the beautiful brownstone she shares with her husband Scott is invaded. She's attacked by a man with piercing blue eyes who disappears into the night. Will Ruth ever be able to feel safe again while the blue-eyed stranger is still out there? As these storylines collide in this Hitchcockian and heart-racing psychological thriller, Kill for Me, Kill for You grips you and doesn't let you go until the shocking conclusion. What? So I'm loving it so far. As I said in my first video, I love different types of books, different genres, and psychological thrillers are definitely up there for me. So I'm really excited. So far, I'm loving it. Can't put it down. It has been with me all day today. So excited about that. Okay, so that's one. All right, the next book is a romance, How to End a Love Story by Yulan Kwan. Hope I said that correctly. If I didn't, please correct me. But yeah, I'm really excited for this. It's another book of the month book. Let's read about it. All right. Helen Zhang hasn't seen Grant Shepard once in 13 years since the tragic accident that bound their lives together forever. Okay, clearly I love some trauma. Now, a best-selling author, Helen pours everything into her career. She's even scored a coveted spot in the writer's room of a TV adaptation of her young adult novels. And if she can hide her imposter syndrome, surely the rest of her life will fall into place too. LA's a fresh start she needs. After all, no one knows her here. Except Grant has done everything in his power to move on from the past, including building a life across the country. And while the panic attacks have never quite gone away, he's well liked around town as a screenwriter. He knows he shouldn't have taken the job on Helen's show, but it will open doors to developing his own project that he just can't pass up. Sir, you're causing problems. Grant's exactly as Helen remembers him, charming, popular, and lovable in ways that she's never been, and Helen's exactly as Grant remembers, too. Brilliant, beautiful, and closed off. But working together is messy and electrifying, and Helen's parents, who have never forgiven Grant, have no idea he's in the picture at all. You know the drama is coming. When secrets come to light, they must reckon with the fact that theirs was never meant to be any kind of love story. And yet, the key to making peace with their past and themselves might just lie in holding on to each other in the present. Okay, I'm excited for it. We'll see how this goes. I feel like it might be predictable, but we're still gonna read you. Next one, let's bring it to a whole other side of the spectrum. Red Rising. This has been on my bookshelf forever, almost a year now, and I really just need to start. I need to just start it up. It's an entire series, so I know I am stepping into a whole new world for a long period of time. I'm fine with that. I am okay. Winter is coming. I'm ready for this. So let's read a little bit about Red Rising. Darrow is a Red, a member of the lowest caste in the color-coded society of the future. Like his fellow Reds, he works all day, believing that he and his people are making the surface of Mars livable for the future generations. Yet he spends his life willingly knowing that his blood and sweat will one day result in a better world for his children. But Darrow and his kind have been betrayed. Soon he discovers that humanity already reached the surface generations ago. Throwing hands. Vast cities and sprawling parks spread across the planet. Darrow and Red, nothing more to slaves to decadent ruling class. Inspired by longing for justice and driven by the memory of lost love, Darrow sacrifices everything to infiltrate the legendary institute, a proven ground for the dominant gold caste, where the next generation of humanity's overlords struggle for power. He will be forced to compete for his life in the very future of civilization against the best and the most brutal of society's ruling class. There he will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if it means he has to become one of them to do so. I'm loving it. I enjoy sci-fi books a lot. I love them. I love a dystopian book. And so this is giving me a mix of like Dune, a bit of Hunger Games as well. Enjoy that. I love that. So excited for this. The next one, a whole other side as well. Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic by Brianne Randall. Loving it. Don't know much about it. I picked this up and then I saw another Bookstagram account and she mentioned this book, how she liked it. So I was like, okay, let me take it from my bookshelf and let's try you out. But this is what the book is about. Sadie Revelier has always believed in the curse of 4 heartbreaks that accompanies her magic will be worth the price. But when her grandmother is diagnosed with cancer, with only weeks to live in her first heartbreak, Jake McNeely returns to town after a decade. Her carefully structured life begins to unravel. With the news of their grandmother's impending death, Sadie's estranged twin brother Seth returns to town, bringing with him deeply buried family secrets that threaten to tear Sadie's world apart. Their grandmother has been the backbone of the family for generations, and with her death, Sadie isn't sure she'll have the strength to keep the family and her magic together. As feelings for Jake begin to rekindle, and with her grandmother growing sicker by the day, Sadie faces the last of her heartbreaks and she has to decide, is love more important than magic? Readers who love the magic of the particular sadness of love and cake and the sense of community found in the very secret society of irregular witches will enjoy this warm, witchy novel. So I know I should have read it back in October because it made all the sense in the world, but love a little cozy book. The weather is getting very cold. You need to bundle up and cuddle with a little good book. Physical book that I am reading before 2025 is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabriel Zevin. First of all, this cover is just beautiful. So that was the first reason why I got it, right? Before I even saw it on social media platforms, this cover is amazing. And it gave me like video game vibes. So I thought it was going to be like a sci-fi book before I opened up the cover to read what it was about. It kind of reminded me of Tron. I don't know why, but just like the font of it. So if you're into video games and like that, maybe, So this is Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Let's read what it's about. On a bitter cold day in December of his junior year at Harvard, Sam Masur exited a subway car and sees amid the hordes of people waiting on the platform, Sadie Green. He calls her name for a moment. She pretends she hasn't heard him, but then she turns and a game begins. A legendary collaboration that will launch them to stardom. These friends, intimate since childhood, borrow money, beg favors, and before even graduating college, they have created their first blockbuster, Ichigo. Overnight, the world is theirs. Not even 25 years old, Sam and Sadie are brilliant, successful, and rich. But these qualities won't protect them from their own creative ambitions or the betrayals of their heart. Spanning 30 years from Cambridge, Massachusetts to Venice Beach, California, and the lands in between and far beyond, Gabriel Zevin's Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is a dazzling and intrinsically imagined novel that examines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. Yes, it is a love story, but it is not one you have read before. So, I guess you can, I don't know what genre this would be under, but excited to read about it. Or I guess not genre. I don't know what trope you would consider this or what genre of romance novel it would be, but I'm really excited for it because it's something different and I haven't read anything like this before. Beautiful cover though. Look at that. Oh, we match. Okay, I like it. I didn't do that on purpose, but this is good. All right, so these are all the last physical books that I'm going to be reading for 2024 to our Kindle Unlimited, right? I know, she's there. She needs some loving, right? I know. We'll get there. Give me time. Just give me time. This author has written a lot of romance books that we just eat it up. She is a viral sensation. She's really great at what she does. And I also appreciate the fact that she started on a platform and then just made her way up. I know a lot of authors I like that, but she definitely was the one for me that I got to see the journey. I think that's kind of cool. Anywho, the next book on my list is The Striker by Anna Huang. And I enjoy series. Like, I love them a lot, especially in romance novels. The way authors are able just to tie in stories with friends, things like that. So the main male character, as far as I'm aware, was in the Twisted series, like towards the end. And so I'm excited just to see like what that will look like, if any of those characters will show up in this one. But it's really fun and exciting. So let's read what that's about. Asher Donovan is a living legend, the darling of the Premier League, the arguably greatest footballer in the world. But his reckless antics and recent team transfer has caused much controversy. When his feud with his rival turned teammate cost them championship, they're forced to bond during off-season cross-training. Surviving the summer shouldn't be hard until Asher meets their new trainer. She's beautiful, talented, and no matter how hard he tries, he can't take his mind off her. The only problem, she's his rival sister and completely off limits. We already know where this is going. Charlotte Dubois is a former prima ballerina whose career was cut short by a tragic accident. Now a teacher at a prestigious dance academy, but still haunted by the ghosts of her past, the last thing she wants is to spend a summer cross-training Asher Donovan of all people. Yeah, you can't have that. She swore she would never date a footballer, but when her brother leaves town for an emergency, she finds herself thrown into dangerously close proximity with the gorgeous, charming striker. Training she can deal with, but falling in love, that's out of the question, especially when he's the only person with the power to break her heart. Yo, we know where this is going, and I already love it. And I can't wait. Can't wait to just dive in and eat it up. Let's go. It's giving me Ted Lasso vibes. Like, I just see Roy and Jamie. I don't know why, but that's what I was thinking. The moment they were like reckless antics, like straight up Roy. Straight up Roy. But Jamie too. Jamie's a problem. So like they were rivals throughout the show. And that's who I pictured. Just reading this summary was Jamie and Roy. If you know, you know. If you don't, get on it, please. It's so great. All right, so that's the first Kindle book that is on my TBR. Here's the next one. The Black Wife Effect. I know, you're like, huh? So this has been a trend on social media for a while now. But so I saw the title and I was like, I want to check you out. What are you about? So let's read what this is about. As an elite matchmaker with a type A personality, my life is a series of perfectly executed plans, just like the fairy tale love stories I craft for my clients. By day, it's all about precision and success for them, but by night, I curl up in a bed reading smutty, dark billionaire romance novels. It's my little secret. My guilty pleasure adds a spark of mystery and a romance to my otherwise orderly life. I know the stories aren't real. I know these things don't happen in real life, but oh, how I crave that kind of adventure. Don't we all? Then the unexpected happened. Plot twist. I met Will Huntley. What a name, right? What a name, Will Huntley. I was expecting the usual matchmaking request over coffee, but Will, the charming billionaire playboy, because aren't they all, had a different plan. Of course he did. He didn't want a date. He wanted a wife. The dramatics. Specifically, he wanted me to pretend to be his wife for a week, leave my structured life for a ridiculous charade. This man has lost his handsome, sexy, muscular mind. Woman. Before I could say no to his ridiculous plan, Will did the unthinkable. He kidnapped me. Next thing I know, I'm on his private jet, headed to Paris, living the kind of story I've only read about. But as we spend more time together and the line between pretense and reality blurs, I'm left. Was it blurry? I'm left. Could this fake marriage to a billionaire be the adventure I secretly yearned for? Could my fairy tale marriage to Will Huntley become part of my reality? We'll find out. Next book on my Kindle Unlimited TBR is Mine for the Moment by Katharina Mora. If you haven't heard of Katharina Mora, she has written, the books that I know about her are the Windsor series. Love it. As I said before, I love a series where characters are connected, but I also love series where it's about a family dynamic. So each book of the Windsor series talks about an individual sibling, in the Windsor family. The characters in Mind for a Moment are part of the Windsor world. So this is a standalone. Let's read about it. All right, here we go. When the man she's always been in love with starts dating one of her friends, artist Serenity creates a to-do list that will help her get over him once and for all. We love a pro-con list, but let's see where this goes. The first item on the list, girl, losing her virginity to Archer Harrison, her older brother's billionaire best friend, and her boss. He's a perfect choice, alluring, caring, entirely emotionally unavailable. Their deal was supposed to be simple. Serenity will paint Archer anything he wants in order for a secret, no strings attached relationship. Except with every kiss, them both wanting more, tempting them to risk it all for what's growing between them. That is, until a cruel twist of fate shows them that giving in to their feelings comes at a far higher cost than they could ever imagine. We'll see. I know that these things could be somewhat predictable. I enjoy her writing. I enjoy the storylines. I enjoy all the characters, especially in the Windsor series. We'll see how we feel about Mine for a Moment. But so far on Goodreads, it's been rated 4.1 on average. We will see how that goes. We're still excited. The next book on my TBR Kindle list is Sunlight by Devney Perry, the second book of this series. So this is the Haven Ranch series. I don't know yet because I haven't started. If you need to read the first one in order to read the second one, I would say because the second one is about the other brother, and the other brother was mentioned in the first book, and you kind of know a little bit about what they went through, some not trauma per se, but just setbacks that took place in that book. You might have a better understanding of maybe some side characters, maybe why the main character acts a specific way. So Sunlight, Devney Perry, I'm excited for it. Devney Perry also wrote the series, the Eden Ranch series. Listen, I never thought I would love to read about people in Montana. I enjoy it so much. Like, Montana is actually on my bucket list of places to go because of how they talk about it. Quaint, small town, quiet, just small cafes, maybe a bookstore, small inns, and bed and breakfast. I want it. I want it all. Just like horses, hiking, give it all to me. I enjoy that stuff. Devney Perry wrote that. She also has a bunch of other books as well, and I need to dive into them. That's a goal for 2025, but that's a conversation for another time. Right now we're talking about Sunlight. Let's read about it. Let's go. My first day in Montana, I got into a tug of war over a grocery store shopping cart. The most handsome man I've ever seen broke up the scuffle before he asked me on a date. I was seconds away from accepting, but then he told me his name. As an owner of the Haven Ranch, Jax Haven wasn't my boss, but he wasn't not my boss. Obviously, my only option was to turn him down, scurry away, then pretend like he was a stranger on my first day of work. And obviously, I could never ever admit that he was my secret crush. For as hard as I work at my job, I work twice as hard to pretend Jax doesn't exist. I don't let myself think about his dazzling eyes or charming smile. I refuse to acknowledge how good he looks in a pair of faded Wrangler jeans, and as tempting as he is in a cowboy hat. Jax is a distraction I cannot afford. Everything was going according to plan until the annual holiday party, until I drank one too many flutes of champagne and let him sweep me off my feet. After a night in his bed, there was no more ignoring Jax Haven. Not when I'm pregnant with his baby. All right. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Is Jax gonna step up to the plate? Is she going to leave and abandon him and just try to raise a kid on her own? I want to know how Jax's older brother is going to play a role in all of this, because he is definitely there. But yeah, the Haven Ranch series, so far so good. I don't know if there's supposed to be a third book, but this is the second book, and the first one was great too. I would suggest reading that. Final Kindle Unlimited book that I have excited to read for the end of 2024 is Variation by Rebecca Yarros. We all know our girl Rebecca Yarros. If you don't, I don't know. I just don't know. But I've just seen a lot of people talk about this book already. I have no idea what it's about. Let's figure it out together. All right, we're back. Here we are. Elite ballerina Ali Russo is no stranger to pressure. With her mother's eyes always watching, perfection was expected. no matter the cost. But when an injury jeopardizes all she has sacrificed for, Allie returns to her summer home to heal and recover. But the memories she tried to forget rushed in and threatened to take her under. As a Coast Guard rescue swimmer, Hudson Ellis knows the hesitation can mean the difference between a life and death. He always prided himself on being in the right place at the right time, especially when it came to Allie Russo, until the night he left for basic. After the biggest regret of his life, the secrets he keeps means he can never be with one woman he wants more than his next breath. That's intense. When Hudson's niece shows up on Allie's doorstep, desperate to find her birth mother, Allie finds herself in an unimaginable position. Allie and Hudson's past and present might be endlessly complicated. The thread that tied them together all those years ago may have unraveled, but the truth could pull them back together or drive them apart forever. We shall see. I love Rebecca Yarrow's books. I enjoy them. In The Likely Event, I was like, girl, you were writing about dragons a few months ago. What is this? It was fabulous. It was so great. I would highly suggest that book too. So this is on Kindle Unlimited now. Very excited for that. So when I was clicking on it to grab it for a read, it also had the little headphone, the headphone emoji, which tells you that you also have access to it on Audible. So I enjoy reading books like that too, especially because during the week, I have over an hour of a commute time. I know, it sucks. But since getting Audible, since getting Libby, the commute has been bearable, like more than bearable. I've been enjoying it because I get to go through my books. So I'm excited for this. I'm to read this on my couch, when I'm out and about, all that stuff. Then I'm also excited to, like, when I get in the car, listen to it on Audible. And that's the best thing. Like, I love the fact that you can read it on Kindle and then it picks up where you are on Audible and it's back and forth. I enjoy that. And it allows me to, like, get through a book faster. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I'm really excited to read through these books. Pray for me. It's going to be a lot, but I'm excited for the challenge. I'm here for the challenge. I'm here for it. Holidays are upon us, and for everyone, it's just a busy, busy time, and it can bring up a lot of stress and anxiety. And so I find grabbing a book and just sitting on my couch and reading allows me to decompress, relax, stress-free life just for those moments, right? Good luck on your 10 before the end as well, and see you guys soon. Bye.